Hello guys, am I audible? Guys, am I audible? Please let me know in the chat box so we can start the session now. Guys, can you hear me right? Hello? Is there anybody there? Yeah, fine. Okay, we can start the session now. It's fine. Record already chosen. This is the first session of the application development. Say level 3. The session 1. Okay guys, fine. So to implement an application, not say laptop. Laptop. Okay guys, this is the first session of the application development. Okay, to implement an application, what is the most important part is object, how we are going to be implement the application. In application, real world application, we need to follow the methodology, like how we are going to be work with the real time objects, real objects, real objects. So most of the programming languages to work with the objects to implement the applications, they are going to be use the one approach called as the object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming. Wait. Object oriented programming. Simply, we can say OOPS. Right, guys? I hope you clear about the object oriented programming language. So, what are the basic building blocks of the object oriented programming? Actually, this is the one methodology. This is one methodology, I can say. Methodology. What we are going to be treat here, everything what we can see, what we can feel, those things we called as an object. What is the object means? Object means what we can see or what we can feel. Those things we called as an object. So in the objective oriented programming approach, like this methodology, we are going to be work with the objects. So that is what we are going to be like how we are going to be work with the objects. So that is we called as object oriented programming language. So there is in OOPS, like object oriented programming, there are a few concepts is there. Let's suppose I can say these are the building blocks. These are the building blocks of the OOPS. So very important, very most important building block is object. The first one is object. This is very important. So second one is a class. The third one is, I can say, inheritance. Fourth one is abstraction. Fifth one is encapsulation. Guys, I'm going to be explaining these all the things, so no need to worry as of now. Just try to understand these things. Encapsulation. And the last one is polymorphism. Polymorphism. So today I'm going to be talk about objects and classes. Then tomorrow I'm going to be explaining inheritance and abstraction. Or inheritance or polymorphism. Tomorrow will be I'm going to be talk about inheritance and polymorphism. Day after tomorrow I'm going to be talk about abstraction and encapsulation. So these are the very like I can say building blocks. So if you are really good at these OOPS concept like a object, class, inheritance and abstraction, encapsulation and polymorphism, so you can easily implement in an application. Right guys? So let's try to start with the object. Actually, what is mean by object? Object means I can say it's a real world entity. Real world entity. So that means like in a real world, what you can see or what you can feel, that's we can call it as an object. Let's suppose you can see pen. This is one object. You can see any book. Let's suppose a book. This is also object. Let's suppose you can see one vehicle. Let's suppose you can see a bike. Bike. It has an object. Let's suppose you can see as a car. It is one object. Let's suppose you can see a bank. Bank. It is one object. You can talk about like bank account. Bank account. It is one object. So whatever in the real world exists, that we can call it as an object. So in the programming language, we are working with these real-time objects in a object-oriented programming language. Like in this methodology, we are really going to work with the real-time objects. So the very important thing is here. So every object, everything what we can see, we can implement in our programming language. So let's suppose you have a books. So you want to convert that to the book. We need something else, right? So that is we needed becomes for the class. I'm going to be explain about this one. Before that one, I want to talk about a few things. Guys, you can see every real world entity. Let's suppose if you take anything, let's suppose you can take as a bike. Bike means it has some properties. Bike means every real-time entity, real world entity, it has some properties as well as it has a behaviors. It has a behaviors. Every object you can take it. Every object. Let's suppose take about a dog. What are the properties a dog has? Dog has, I can say dog has um eyes, dog has ears, dog has, guys, you can clearly see what I'm saying. Yes, dog has. These are the when we call it as a yes, you can say those are the properties. Like dog has a mouth, right guys? It's the same way dog has a legs, right guys? Inka other things as well we can say like a dog has a heart, dog has something blood, something. So these are all the properties. So every real-time world, every real world, any object, it has some properties. Some properties. So what other things it has? It will have some behavior. Every object has some behavior. Let's suppose what are the behavior? Let's suppose dog dog can see, right? Dog can see. You can see can. Dog can see. What does it mean by behavior means? Dog can perform some operation. Perform some operations can do. Dog can do some operations. So those we can say as a behaviors. Right guys? We can say here can. behaviors means like a dog can see, dog can bark, or dog can run, and a dog can bite, right guys? And the other operations also it can do, like a dog can walk, right guys? So these are all I can say the behaviors. So you can see every object must have two properties. Those are the properties are like two important things every dog consists. I mean every object, those are a property and those are behaviors. Behavior. Every object consists of these two things. You have to remember that means actually tell me one thing here. Dog can perform some operations, right? Dog can do some works. So how it is going to be like perform these works? The dog here, the dog can use these properties, it can perform the operations, right guys? So not only this one dog, if any object, let's suppose any object can perform operations by using its own its own properties, its own properties, its own properties. Let's suppose you guys, you can understand this one. Like any object can perform operations by using its own properties. Let's suppose here we are talking about the dog object. Dog can walk. How dog can walk? It is using by its legs, right guys? Let's suppose dog can see. How it is going to be seen? By using its eyes, his eyes, right? Dog can bark. How it is going to be bark? By using his mouth, right guys? The same way dog can run. How it is going to be run? By using its legs, right guys? In the same way, you have to understand one thing is here object means combination of its properties and its behavior, its behavior. I hope you clear understanding about object, guys. Guys, please let me know have you understand or not about the object. Guys, object means the real world entity, what you can see, and we can say what you can feel. That is object. Any real time, any real world entity you can say. Let's suppose I'm giving another example here. Let's suppose I'm seeing one car. I'm taking here one car as a object. One car. Guys, please let me know what are the car properties. Car properties means what the things car has. Let's suppose car has wheels, right guys? Car has like suppose a petrol or diesel tank, and car has engine, right guys? Car has steering, car has brakes, so etc. It has number of properties. Guys, you can clearly see, I can say the relation here as car has wheels, is a petrol tank or engine, steering, brakes, and etc. Car has different properties. As well as now I'm talking about car performs some operation. Those are behavior. What is the car behavior? That means what car can do. Behavior means what it can do. Car can, what are the operations car can do, guys? Let's suppose it can, like I can say, it can apply brakes. apply brakes, it can it's a drive or run, right guys? Like using the steering, you can move aside. This is also possible. What are the other things? I can say air engine. How it is going to be start? It is how it is going to be run by using engine, right guys? Let's suppose here like a brakes. If you want to perform like a slow down, how it is going to be happen by using its own brakes, right guys? Guys, you can see like a car can run. How it is car going to be run? By using the engine, by using the wheels, right guys? So here apply brakes, car can apply brakes. How it is going to be happen? You are using the brakes here, right guys? You can see same way. You want to slow down. How it is going to be slow down? Using the brakes, right guys? I can say these are all the have some particular relation, right guys? So I can say here every behavior, every behavior that depends on its own properties, its own properties. Guys, please tell me, have you understand or not about object? Have you clear? Do you have any doubts regarding object? Guys, please let me know in the chat box. Guys, please let me know in the chat box. Or otherwise, can I give more examples on the object? Guys, please let me know, guys. Guys, can you hear me at least? Please tell me. I can't. Fine. This is the very, very most important, like a building block. It is a basement. Let's suppose this is the basement. Like it is an object. If you know the object, then only you can go for class. If you know class, then only you can go other concepts like a inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism, all other things. If you know these two things, object and class, then only we can go for other. So that's why I'm asking, you understood or not, like object? I hope you can understand this one. So anyway, I will give another example of object. Let's suppose I am giving one more example, like I can say student. Student is one object. Why I'm taking as a student? You can see the student right there. So that's why I'm taking a student. What are the properties student can have? Can student have some properties? What are the properties students have? Let's suppose name. Students has phone number. Student can have like a ID. Student can have like a enrolled class or subject, and student can have is like a which area is studying, like, and student can have like I can say uh, address. So these are all I can say, these are all properties, right guys? Students have these all the properties. Student have the name, phone number, ID, like class or subject, which area is studying, and address, and number of other things also student can have. Now tell me, these are all I can say properties, right guys? These are all properties. Now tell me, what is the behaviors student can do? Behaviors means it can do some operations, right guys? What it can do student? Let's suppose it can attend the class. It can attend the class, right guys? Or let's suppose like somebody ask you like show your ID. like I can say show your ID, or you can say like scan ID, right guys? What other things can do? Like if somebody asks you what's your name, so you can tell his name. You can tell his name. What other behavior he can do? Right guys? He can do other behaviors as well. So all the behaviors he is going to be performed by using its own properties. Its own properties. These are all we can say. These are all we can say object. I hope you clear about the object, guys. Fine. Now the most important thing is class. Guys, now tell me, we know about object. We have just understand about object. What does it mean by class now? If object is nothing but we can say the real time, real world entity, a real world thing, then what is mean by class? Class means it's like a blueprint of the object. Class means blueprint of the real world object. Blueprint of real world object. Real world object. What it can hold? Can hold. It can hold same, like I can say it can hold some relation between properties and its behaviors. Like I can say properties and behaviors. Okay guys, what does it mean by blueprint? Let's suppose you are building in a house. You are building a house. Let's suppose you are building one house. Let's suppose, guys, every house has some plan, right? Every house, like every construction or every, I can say every any construction can have some blueprint. That means how you are going to be construct. It is called as a plan. Those plan, it's can like a, it can be drawing or something, right? Yes, that is we can call it as a blueprint. The same way in the class means it is a blueprint of the real world object, and it can hold some same type of properties and relations. Let's suppose how we are going to be like, we have a one student is there. One student is there. Student has some properties. Student has some properties, and student has some behaviors. Let's suppose here I'm taking another example. Let's suppose I'm taking dog as one object. Dog has some properties, and dog has some behavior. Dog has some behavior. We know the student and dog, these are like a real world entities, right? Real world things. But now your problem is you want to like use in our programming. Now our actual problem is like how we are going to be like enclose all same type of properties in a properties and behavior in single part, as a single unit. How can you going to be represent? So in that time class will comes. I hope you clear, guys. Object is nothing but a real world entity. The class is to hold the entire object. I can say the properties and behaviors we are going to be hold, and we are going to be put in some place as a together. That's we can call it as a class. Let's suppose I am going to be give here one class. Let's suppose here class. This is the actual syntax. I can say it as a syntax. This is the class. Here we need to give the class name. Here we need to give the class name. What is the class name? Let's suppose I'm talking about dog here. Dog, class dog. Right, guys? what we are going to be take here? Dog has some properties, and dog has some behaviors. So now you can tell me, I'm enclosed these two things, like I'm showing put together these properties and behaviors as a single file, right guys? We are going to be showing as a one class. I hope you clear. Object is a real world entity. I can say here class means it's like a blueprint of the object. It is a blueprint. You can clearly see. Here dog has some properties and behavior I have already shown you. But if you want to use in a like a in the programming, how we are going to be how we are going to be put these all properties and behavior at a one place. For that one, we are going to be using as a class. That class dog means it is going to be represent, or it is going to be like a blueprint of the dog. That means class dog is nothing but a blueprint of the dog object. It consists of some properties and behaviors. I will show you here. Here, let's suppose I am taking another example so you will understand better. So I am taking a student example. Student example. You know, student has some properties, and student have some behaviors, right guys? This is the real world thing. This is the real world thing. This is the real world thing. Or I can say real world entity. Real world entity. Now this object I'm going to be I'm going to be represent as a class. Let's see how I'm going to be do that. Class. This is the object. So that object name I'm taking here. This is the real world object. So here student. Class student. Right guys? So I need some properties and behaviors inside this class, like enclosed. How we are going to be do that? Well, let's suppose student has a name. So I'm going to be take as a string name. It has one property. What it is? It is property. It is property. Let's suppose string. I can say is a class. It is a property. Let's suppose I'm taking another one is like int row number. Let's suppose int row number. This is one property. Let's suppose uh, string university. Right guys? String university. This is one property. Right guys? Now what we need? We as of now we have shown like a student related properties. Now what we need? Behaviors. What does it mean by behavior guys? Behavior nothing but that the object is going to be perform some operation by using the its own properties. Right guys? Let's do. Now try to understand how I am going to be show actual properties of the student. Let's suppose, let's suppose somebody asks you like, hey, what is your, hey student, what's your name? How you are going to be do this one? Simply, I'm going to be tell as a like like get name, get name. This is one method. This is one behavior. What is going to be used here? Get name means somebody asks you, let's suppose, what's your name? Student, what's your name? We have to return, like we have to tell our name. How we are going to be do that one? This is our own behavior. So this behavior we need to use our property, own property. So I'm going to be use here get name related property. I'm going to be use. I am just returning here my name. Returning name. Returning name. Let's suppose somebody asks you what's your roll number. somebody asks you, let's suppose, what's your row number? I'm calling this method name as a get row number. Guys, these are the very like a very simple methods, I can say. I'm going to be written as row number. I'm going to be written as a row number. Let's suppose somebody asks you, what's your university? So I'm calling this method get university. University. I'm returning here. I'm returning my university. University. Okay. Now tell me, these are all properties. These are all properties. These are all behaviors of this object. These are all behaviors. These are all behaviors. So now tell me, these behaviors, how this object is going to be perform these behaviors or performs its own actions. By using its properties. Right, guys? Let's suppose somebody asks you, what's your name? So that's mean this is the method. What's your name? Let's suppose I'm calling as a what's your name? What's your name? So what it is going to be do here? It is using its own property as a name. It is returning the name. That means it is telling his name. So name is a property. It is using in its behavior. Let's suppose somebody asks you, what's your roll number? It is returning its own property as a roll number. This roll number it is going to be returning here. So this is the what the class is. Class means is nothing but a blueprint of the real world entity, real world object. I hope you understand very clearly about the class and object. Guys, please let me know, have you understand or not about these two things? Object and class. Guys, please let me know, or can I give more examples on these things? Guys, this is very important thing. So not only Java, this concept is same. Like if you go with any programming language, either C++ or any other like a Go, or otherwise you can go with the Python. Anything is same. Like in the base concept is very important. This is the same. Object is nothing but a real world entity. Class is nothing but we are going to, it's like a blueprint. We are going to be enclosed, like we are going to be show the same type of properties and a behavior, right? Of that particular object, we are going to be use the class here. That's it. Right, guys? These is these things is enough to to understand the other things. Like other properties, we have a loop means there are the other pillars is there, like encapsulation and polymorphism and abstraction and inheritance, right? We have property, we have some other very important concepts of the loops. Those are these object and classes, what I have told, those are enough to understand other things. I hope you clear. Now now I told you like object means like a real world entity. I told you object means real world entity. Class means blueprint of the object. Blueprint of object. Class means blueprint of the object. Like it is going to be enclosed, like are used for show the actual object. Actual object. Okay. Now I will show you. I will give you some examples, like how we are going to be like that uh, actual real world entity, how we are going to be used in our programming. I will show you some examples so you will understand better. Let's suppose, you already know, let's suppose if you take any web page, like any application, any web application, what is the base first thing you have to do? If you want to use any application, Let's suppose you are going to be use WhatsApp. Like if you are going to be use like a Facebook, or if you want to use other application, I can say like Instagram, or otherwise I can say like your university applications, like university applications, like now I can say Naukari or LinkedIn. If you use LinkedIn, we have a different web application. Let's suppose I'm giving the some examples here. So now tell me, what is the first step if you want to use any application? What is the first step if you want to use it in an application, or if you want to be part of the any application? What is the first step you are going to be do? What it is going to be asked? It is going to be asked for the like sign up, right, guys? Sign up is a very like I can say entry point for any application. Sign up, sign up, right, guys? So let's suppose I'm giving the one page for the sign up. Let's suppose I'm giving the one page, the front end page for the sign up I'm showing here. Let's suppose it is asked for your name. Let's suppose year name. Guys, you can say it is a UI. It is UI, like what you can see, that is we can call it as the front end part, right? It is the front end part. It is a UI, web UI. Here, let's suppose this is the entry page, like a sign up page. Sign up, or I can say register. Can say register. Let's suppose this is the name is, and we have with the some input box, right? Name or email and input box, or huh? Or otherwise here I can say like a password or input box, or otherwise next one will be like a re-enter password, right there. Let's suppose re-enter password. I can say this is like the sign up page is different for different application. Let's suppose if you are using the WhatsApp, what is going to be asked for the WhatsApp? WhatsApp is asked for the only your number, mobile number. It is not going to be asked for the your email, right guys? Your password is not needed. That depends upon the your application. But anyway, you have to go with the sign up initially thing, right guys? Initial thing is sign up and register. Let's suppose like this is the actually our sign up is the one thing. How we are going to be use this is in our using the like a backend. Now we are using the what I'm going to be telling like in Java, that is actually backend, right guys? Java is nothing but used for the backend or server development. I can say server development. So how we are going to be using the classes for this one? Let's suppose we have a sign up here, a register. So how we are going to be use this one? So now tell me, let's take this one. What are the properties it has? What are the properties it has, right? The sign up has some properties, right guys? What are the sign up page has some properties? The properties I'm going to be telling here. The properties. I can say the property is a name is one property. And second one is email. Email. And third one is password. Password. Fourth one will be re-enter password. Let's suppose re-enter password. Re-enter password. Let's suppose it has a some button, like right? It can have a some button. It is called as a, like a register. Right guys? That is called as a like a register. Register. Okay. What are the main properties here? I can say these are the main properties like a name, email, password, and I can say the re-enter password. These are all the very important, like these are all the like properties of this page, right guys? Actually this is the one real-time object, right? For this one, these are all the properties. What are the properties here? You can clearly see name, email, password, and re-enter password. These are the properties. Now, how we are going to be like implement in actual class? I will show you here. So, how we are going to be used? It is we are going to be represent in a class. So, class. Let's suppose I am taking as a class name as a sign up. I am calling as a sign up. Right, guys? This is the sign up. What is the properties it has? It has property of name. How we are going to be write the name? Name is a string type. So I am calling as a string name. Right, guys? Next one is email. How we are going to be write here? String email. Email. What is the next one? Password. What type of password? That is also string. String password. String password. What is the next one here? Like a re-enter password. Here also string re-enter password. Guys, these are all the properties. What these are all? These are all properties. Properties. Guys, clear how I have like implemented a class from the like real world, like from UI. Guys, you understand this one? How I have taken this one? The properties I have implemented used in the class. Guys, please let me know. Have you understand or not? Guys, please let me know in the chat box. I hope you clear, right? Yes. Now tell me, what is the behaviors it has? We have written as a here properties now. What it has a behaviors? What it has a behaviors? Let's suppose we take it as a sign up page. It is the sign up page. Let's suppose it has a register. So that means what is going to be happen? These all values is going to be taken and perform some operation as a register. So what does it mean by register? Register is a one behavior here. Register is one behavior here. Register is one behavior here. Maybe it has some properties as well. Let's suppose clear all fields. Let's suppose it has a clear all fields. One functionality may be there. Let's suppose, let's take this is one behavior. Let's suppose what are the other behaviors it says. Let's suppose if you check any register page, not only register button also, there are some other buttons also will be available. Let's suppose here sign in button also there. Here sign in button also there. So sign in. Sign in. Right, guys? These are all the properties. So these name, email, password, and the properties, and the register is going to be like its behaviors. Its behaviors. Like a register means what is going to be happen when we click on the register. Register means when we click on the register, it is going to be take it's all the values. Name, email, password, and re-enter password. It is going to be take all the values. And what is going to be do when we click on the register? It is not going to be like directly register. It is going to be do some operations. Let's suppose you have entered the password here and you have entered the re-enter password. When we click on the register button, what is going to be happen? It is going to be check for the whether this password and a re-enter password is both are correct or not. So that means we have a some other behavior. It has like a check enter passwords equal or not. Passwords equal or not. Equal or not. It is one behavior. So the behavior means that make you can see or not. You can't see. Uh, let's suppose I can say one thing as like in the page in the UI page, register button only you are going to be see. But here when we click on the register, it is first like let's suppose you have given the one correct incorrect password. You have entered the password and you have entered the re-enter password. That is not same as the password. So what we get in directly, it is not going to be register. It is not going to be happen for the register. It is going to be given error is entered password and re-entered password is not these are not same, right guys? These are not same. These are not same. That error we are going to be get. How we are going to be get that one? Because it has one behavior that it is behavior means nothing but a one function. Before going to be actual call of the register, it is going to be called for the check these passwords equal or not. I hope you clear guys. Guys, please let me know, have you understand or not how I have implemented the real words entity here? Guys, please let me know guys. Have you understand or not? Fine. Let's suppose I am giving the another example here. The login here. Let's suppose login page here. Let's suppose it is the login page. It is asking for the like email on input box. Is the password input box, and like a login button is there. Login button is there. Now tell me what are the properties here and what are the behavior here. You can say clearly the properties here. Email is a property, and second one is a password here. Password is a property. And what are the behaviors here? The login button is there, right? When we click on the login, it is going to do some operation. So login is behavior. Login is behavior. Right guys? Let's suppose here another button is, let's suppose register button is there, let's suppose. So here register is one behavior. One behavior. Right guys? Guys, please let me know, have you understand or not? I'm going to be give some more like your assignments today based on these things. Let's suppose okay. So now you can see here, this is one actual, I can say, this is one form is a login form. How we are going to be do here? Here the login for like is it sign in for sign in or login. The name, email address, password, and sign in is there. So what are the functions it has? Like what is the behavior it has? It has only one behavior, that is a sign in. What are the functionalities it like what are the properties it has? It has a name, it has the email address, it is a password. All right guys. So let's suppose come to here this page. Now to come to this page, you can see if it is asking for the username and password, and here you can see login is there. Other was forgot password is there. Here login with Facebook or login with the Twitter there. Now tell me what are the username, what is the properties and what is the behaviors here. Here username is a property, password is a property, but here you can see login. Login is behavior. Forget password is a behavior. Login with the Facebook and login with the Twitter, these are also behaviors. Guys, you have to understand one thing. Like a behavior means it may use its own properties, it sometimes it can't use. Let's suppose here login with the Facebook. Let's suppose if you click on the login with the Facebook, what is going to be happen? It is not going to be use its username and its password. It is going to be go for the other, I can say it is go for the other page, right guys? So that time its properties is not going to be used. But most of the times, most of the times, the behaviors is going to be use their own properties, or sometimes it's no need. Like let's suppose here forget password is there. What is going to be happen if you click on the forget password? If you have entered username and password, and without instead of the login, you click on the forget password. What is going to be happen? It is not going to be used your username and password. It is just redirect to other page. That means it is performed another functionality, right guys? Another behavior it has done. These are all your assignment, guys. Try to write as early, I mean as many as possible. Like here also is one thing is user enter username and password. Try to do this one, guys, and I will give you some more examples as well. These are all like I'm going to be sharing here. Okay, this is for, let's suppose, mm, guys, if you come here you may find lot, right guys? Try to at least for take at least 10 designs and try to write a sign up login class for that one. Try to implement that one. This is only your assignment for today. And after that, like if you done for at least 10, try to come here. Let's suppose like Amazon. Okay. For that Amazon, let's suppose like let's suppose you come to here. Let's suppose 100% purchase. No need, guys. These make you can more confused. As of now, try to like implement the classes for these all login and sign up as well. Like sign ideas. Yes. Come to here. Like you can see a number of things. Try to implement for this all like your classes, login and sign up. Try to convert those into the actual classes. This is only your assignment, guys. Guys, please let me know if you guys have any doubts. Guys, I can complete soon, but actually you supposed to very good good understanding of the object and class, then only you can go for the other concepts. So that's why I'm ending the session very early today. Anyway, 1 hour is completed. Okay guys, please let me know, have you understand this class and object? These are like a building blocks for the oops guys, like a basement. These are the very very base. Guys, please let me know, have you clear, right? Okay guys, I'm ending the session now. Guys, if you have any queries, please let me know, guys. Guys, I can ensure you that like if you attend any like a any classes like anywhere like a paid class also, you won't get this much clarity. Like they are like instead of the actual like a programming, they are going to be teach more about theoretical things, but actually those are not needed for like a real world application development. I can say that. Okay guys, I'm ending the session. If you have any doubts, please let me know, guys. Okay, I hope like you don't have any doubts. Okay, thank you guys. I'm ending the session now.